Hi guys, Thursday the 28th of April. Welcome to a wild and wellbeing walk with Neil. Wellbeing walk today. Today we are doing a practice run of the walk that I will be guiding in 2 weeks time. That's right, I've got my first guided walk with the Bay, a blueprint for recovery, in conjunction with the Wildlife Trust, Lancashire Wildlife Trust, People's Postcode Lottery, NHS. Basically, guided walk with up to 20 people. We're going to start at the nature reserve where we are now, and we're going to take in the nature reserve round to Tiger's Tail, take a breather at Tiger's Tail, and then come back. So basically this is a practice run, so let's see how we go. So we're out of the van, we're onto the trail. What we're going to do is we're going to cross the bridge in between the two small lakes, check out the bird life, see what we've got. Loads of different ducks on here, swans, moor hens, the mallards taking off there. A couple of swans down here. Swans have nested. Look to the lake on the left hand side, you can see a moor hen's nest right in the far distance, just over the other side where them tufted ducks are diving. Over that side in them reed beds we've got, it looks like a pair of crested grebes. They're here most years and have nested. And if we go right round to the other side, you're going to see a swan there, and there in the distance there is a massive swan's nest there. Tufted duck, so cool because you can see the tuft on the back of its head. So as we've crossed the bridge now and gone past both the lakes, we are going to follow this pathway down, come out on the marsh, drop down on the marsh, and then we'll take in the shipwrecks, have a look at them, photo opportunities and stuff like that, and then we'll make our way around. So as we're coming out of the nature reserve, go underneath this quite arty little entrance. And basically, if we do a right and drop down, we'll be able to see the shipwrecks in a moment. See the marsh in front of us, the river wire behind it, not end in the distance, pre-zone and stuff like that. We're seeing the distance there, around the corner, and shipwrecks. So if we just follow this path round, you will see there's a cut-in and it takes you straight out to the shipwrecks. Obviously, if you are doing this walk on your own, just be aware, is the tide been in, is the tide coming in, is the tide going out? Tide's on its way out now, been going out for the last 2 hours, so we are completely safe to get out there. It will be a little bit muddy out there, but it's safe. So we've arrived at the 3 shipwrecks. Now, by the time I do this next walk, I will know the names of them, hopefully, and how long they've been here, and a brief history about them. You can actually see the tide line on that one. But yeah, they've been there some time. Like I say, it is a bit muddy out here, so if you do walk out here, just make sure you've got the right footwear on. I don't want you slipping and getting your best clothes muddy, do we? just as we're looking at these, I couldn't help but notice that as you look actually inside it, this one's actually holding water. Amazing colours. So we're going to come away from the shipwrecks, basically back onto the tree line, and we'll walk it all the way around to the other side of the quay and Tiger's Tail. Walking past, I just spot these nice little white flowers. As I've looked at them and looked it up on my app, apparently it's called scurvy grass, which is part of the mustard family, so I'm presuming that can be used as a mustard replacement. More beet up here, a bit more of the grasses, different types of grasses. More of the scurvy grass there. So as I'm walking down, it's a bit more of the wrecks that have been washed up. Just shows you how far stuff can be carried on the tide. In the background, the yellow flower there, as far as I'm aware, is ragwort. We do use an app, the iNaturalist app, which gives us all sorts of information. You take a photo and stuff gets verified and put onto databases and stuff like that. Quite interesting, really. So as we carry on, we've got a red flowering currant bush, more sea beet, more of the scurvy grass. Also got some bluebells popping up, which are nice. Well, this is different. A wheelchair padlocked to a tree. I think Ben's lost his wheelchair. How bizarre. So we have finally made it to Tiger's Tail. We have a shipwreck here on the right. You can see the estuary there. Like I was saying before, the tide is on its way out. A few boats moored up in the distance. So where we're stood now is Tiger's Tail. It's basically the entrance to Fleetwood Quay and the marina that goes into the Affinity, the old Fleetwood Freeport Centre. But where we're stood now is basically in the middle of a samphire bed. The herb samphire grows very predominantly on marshland. So as you can see, I mean, we're out of season at the moment, but you come back here in a couple of months and all this is edible, pickable. Take some home, use it as a herb for your tea. Basically, taste of the sea. So if you're doing a seafood dish, you're laughing. So we're coming back off the back end of Tiger's Tail. We're going to basically follow it back round and go up along the top back to the nature reserve. But before we do, let's have a quick look at the Fleetwood Quay. As you can see, channel there, basically tide comes in, floods all this. Boats can get in and out of the quay and the marina. See a load of the boats up the other side, all moored up. Some are used by fishermen, lobster fishermen, stuff like that. And as you can see, some have basically just been left to rot. Shame, but you know, that's what happens. It is what it is. So we're away from the quay now, and we're going to follow the pathway back along the houses and along all this scrubland, these bushes and stuff like that. You've got gorse, brambles, more sea beet, grass, general stuff like that, scrubland. Basically it's great habitat for butterflies, birds, goldfinches love the gorse, blackbirds, grey tits, sparrows, starlings, even the odd wood pigeon, to be honest. So let's have a wander down here, and this track brings us back to the nature reserve, and that's where we'll end. So we're coming to the end of the path now, the end of the scrubland. Not much in the way of butterflies, to be honest. The odd solitary bee, goldfinches, starlings you can hear in the background there, wood pigeon. But yeah, no butterflies today, unfortunately. So we're going to make our way back into the nature reserve, back to the van, and we'll call it a day, I think. So we're into the nature reserve, and I've just seen my first swallow of the year. Not the easiest thing to get on camera, but there you go. A sure sign that things are warming up. So we are just walking back to the car park, come through the nature reserve. That completes another wellbeing walk. Video might be a little bit longer today because obviously it's a practice walk for, as we were saying, our first guided walk. So I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please like and subscribe to the page, Wild and Wellbeing Walks with Neil. Thanks very much, and we'll see you on the next one. See you later.